Police found multiple dead bodies on that farm in Sicily. Did you kill him?
9 seconds. Do I look like a killer?
Denzel Washington has certainly played some badasses in his career. And even though he shines in demanding character traumas as well, he's still always up for some decent popcorn entertainment. In 2014's The Equalizer and the 2018 sequel, The Equalizer 2, he played the battle-hardened ex-agent, who rather just lead a quiet life, but still has to take up arms. Again, The Equalizer 3 is set to follow suit in 2023. And in this short preview, we now take a look at what we can expect. Let's take a look at the story of the Equalizer franchise. The plot is about the retired government agent Robert McCall, who has a modest job in a Boston hardware store. He leads a secluded and humble life and likes to spend his sleepless nights in a diner. There he meets the young forced prostitute Alina, who's made to work for the notorious Russian gangster Slavy. After some incidents, McCall, who worked for the Defensive Intelligence Agency, decides to ransom the young girl with his savings. When this fails, he kills Slavy and his accomplices in the most precise and impressive way without getting a single scratch himself. Afterwards, the Russian mafia tries to investigate the incident with the help of their specialist Teddy Ranson. The evidence quickly leads to Robert, who is forced to get rid of Ranson and his comrades in arms once and for all. The second part, connect to the original, and here again, fans of the series were treated to many elaborate action scenes. The focus is once again on Robert McCall, who now lives in an apartment complex and works as a cab driver, behind the middle-class guys. However, Robert continues to uphold justice in the second part as well. So right at the beginning of the film, you can see him taking out countless bad guys on a train to Istanbul. Alina is replaced by the young Miles Whitaker, for whom Robert becomes something like a mentor. He provides Miles with meaningful activities and even rescues him from the clutches of a gang. At the same time, Robert's longtime girlfriend Susan is mysteriously killed during an investigation. McCall eventually tracks down the killer and is then confronted with the abduction of his protege Miles. The big showdown between Robert and Villa and Dave York finally takes place in the protagonist's hometown, where he once again manages to take out the bad guys. In the end, McCall moves back into his old house, which he lived in with his wife at the time, and Miles succeeds in getting into college thanks to his mentor. As for the upcoming third part, there is no in-depth information about the plot yet in line with what the film series is about. The film will once again present a new case from Robert McCall's life, in which both the protagonists and the setting will change. Already in 2018, the year of the release of The Equalizer 2, director Antoine Fuqua hinted that the main character in the next part would spend time outside the US, more precisely in Europe. Since last summer, it has also been known where the crew and actors are heading, namely to sunny Italy. As soon as the southern European country was announced at the filming location, there was speculation that Robert McCall would be messing with the notorious Italian mafia. This time around, despite the fact that filming was completed last month, there was still little footage of the film and thus few clues for Part 3. Based on statements made by the director, it can be assumed the film will be much more personal and will shed even more light in the life of the lead character. We are looking forward to more information. The Equalizer 3 was shot in Rome, Naples, Sarnia, Sicily, as well as in smaller villages in Italy, among other locations. The associated images released last October show some of the crew involved in the project, including director Antoine Fuqua and Washington's co-stars, Dakota Fanning and Guy Coro. Both are among the new cast members in The Equalizer 3, but is not known precisely what roles they will play. It seems possible that Fanning will play Robert McCall's protege, similar to Chloe Grace Moretz in the first part. What sort of tricks the battle-ready ex-government agent will be up to this time can finally be discovered in movie theaters starting September 1, 2023. How did you like the two Equalizer movies? So far, both Keanu Reeves as John Wick and Liam Neeson in the Taken film series have already shown that aging ex-killers are not to be joked about in the world of film. We are eager to find out how Denzel Washington performs in The Equalizer 3, and whether we can expect further installments of the franchise. Denzel Washington is back as Robert McCall, a retired government assassin who is now struggling to find his place in the world. The movie is directed by Antoine Fuqua, who has done an amazing job in creating a thrilling and suspenseful atmosphere. The action scenes are intense and well choreographed, and the storyline keeps you engaged throughout the movie. One of the things I loved about The Equalizer 3 is the character development. We get to see a different side of McCall, and Denzel Washington's performance is outstanding as always. The supporting cast also did a great job in bringing their characters to life. The trailer shows Robert McCall, played by Washington, living quietly in Italy, but when the mafia turns up, he must protect his friends. The action scenes look intense, and the storyline seems to be engaging. The movie also stars Dakota Fanning, David Denman, Sonia Ammar, and Remo Jair. Antoine Fuqua directed the third installment after helming The Equalizer and The Equalizer 2, while Richard Wenk returned to the franchise as screenwriter. The movie is based on the 1980s CBS series of the same name. Speaking of screenplay, Richard Wenk wrote the screenplay for The Equalizer 3. Wenk is an American film screenwriter and director who is best known for his work on The Expendables 2, 2012, The Equalizer, 2014, and The Magnificent Seven, 2016. He also wrote the screenplay for the first two films in the Equalizer franchise. The movie is directed by Antoine Fuqua and produced by Todd Black, Jason Blumenthal, Denzel Washington, Antoine Fuqua, Clayton Townsend, Alex Siskin, Steve Tisch, Tony Eldridge, and Michael Sloan. The film stars Denzel Washington, Dakota Fanning, Sonia Ammar, and Remo Jair. The Equalizer 3 is the latest installment in the franchise, and it seems to be taking a different approach than the previous movies. Here's how it compares. Similarities. Denzel Washington reprises his role as Robert McCall, a retired government assassin who uses his skills to help those in need. The action scenes are intense and well choreographed. The movie has a similar tone and atmosphere to the previous movies. Differences. The Equalizer 3 delves more into McCall's mysterious past. The movie takes place in southern Italy, which is a new location for the franchise. The supporting cast is different, with Dakota Fanning joining the cast. The plot seems to be more focused on McCall's personal journey rather than just the action. The Equalizer 3 is the final movie in the franchise. Overall, The Equalizer 3 seems to be taking a different approach than the previous movies, with a greater emphasis on character development and a new location. However, it still retains the intense action scenes and tone that fans of the franchise have come to expect. The movie is set to release on September 1, 2023.